Hello everyone and welcome to this stream summary about Henrik's stream shortly before the stress test. The stress test is on Monday. I summarized the whole stream. I will go through the list, and if it's not specified or not detailed, then he didn't mention any detail. But before we are going through the list, let's see what Henrik showed us in the stream.
The right answer is indeed shore power.
That looks actually like a dino.
Indeed, it's the shore power.
A lot different compared to the first game.
There are quite some similarities from the first game, but obviously we want to refine it and fix some of its anatomy that didn't make sense or wasn't appealing. So this is our take on the upgraded shore power.
Okay, but for now let's go through the whole list while we are running around this forest. The stress test will start on Monday. More creatures, spawns and stuff will be patched in at persistence. The resource rework where they replant all the resources on the map is still in the making. People love the new Spider Queen, and I was personally encountered a very strange bug of the Spider Queen and the Spider Queen cave in general, and I will release a video to that soon, but I guess they already fixed that now. But anyway, it's just interesting for the archive reasons. Henrik said the core features are prioritized, rest will follow later. They also work on the horses mount stats and stuff. The beer bags are in game, and if it's not working then it's a bug, please report that. The domination of the Spider Queen will be possible, but then as a pet it is a little bit less powerful than the actual boss Spider Queen. And one more final feature will be you raising your own Spider Queen with the eggs of the Spider Queen. I mean, that is a really awesome mechanic, by the way. And I hope this will be also possible with, for example, terror birds or chickens and stuff. That would be really funny. Thievery will not be available at persistence. They simply need more time for that. Henrik would love to see more feedback, even more feedback in the forums and stuff, because the people need to discuss more about some changes, about the whole experience. So link to the forum section where you can give feedbacks in the description, by the way, so please leave feedback. At the resource rework, it's very hard to decide where which resources will be. But Mats is currently working on that, and depending on the lore, where stuff makes sense, where it's logical, they are very careful with this. They see what it worked in Mortal Online 1 and they will continue with that, mostly. Pet trading are coming soon, but not for the stress test. Naming potions will be possible someday, but it's far back in the list. The new reputation system will not be just killing the Rizzers, for example, but taking their heads and bring that to the nation, for example Tindrem. Then you get more standing with the Tindremic Empire if you get your heads there, the heads of the Rizzers. The dyeing system to color your armor and other pieces will come after persistence, and also very important, glass blowing will come later, but with a little bit more variety and more options. Many titles will be available again, like it was in Mortal Online 1, but they have also reworked the titles, and you will be able to get a few new titles. For the fishing rework system, fishing for example from a balcony, from a cliff or something will be possible, and there will be a lot of types of fishes and some very unique spots that you need to discover where to get the rarest fishes, the biggest fishes, and at what depth and so on. So it will be like a fishing simulator, for example. Map making will be our profession, where you can just scribe your own maps. You need to run around and discover it, and then you can more or less sell it to other players. But he didn't get into detail here, but I think he's mentioned just a droppable item like everything else in Mortal. So no panic here on the Titanic. They need more feedback on spear and mount gameplay, so please use the feedback section. There will be more tools for thievery in general. Fun fact, one coder is just working on magic. Ether Portal is a spell where you can step in the Ether world with your spirit box and you can harvest spirits. Other players can also step through and get alive again. If they are dead, go through, you get alive again. But of course, without your items, you can just use your spirit boxes, just take your spirit boxes with you. Staff magic wielding as weapon will also be possible with your staff magic. Staff, you know, like Gandalf hits people with his staff. Oh man, that sounded so wrong on so many levels. Creatures will be much more unique than in Mortal Online 1. Small stuff about the Mortal Online lore will be placed around the map, of course, and there's also something already included, and they will add more stuff. Henrik also said that Mortal Online 2 development will go forever, as long as possible, as long as people are interested to play. and as long as they can cover their costs. Star Vault had rough times during Mortal Kombat 1 because many stuff went wrong, and they learned a lot from it, and they now will make it better. It will be one server only, there will never be a second server. Destroying houses will take a lot of effort, so it's very unlikely that someone just sieging your house at 3 AM without any reason. Just if he really hates you and just have the money to siege you with his siege equipment and stuff, and it's just too much effort, so don't worry there if you're afraid of ninja sieges or something like that. For houses. Of course, for houses. He didn't mention keeps. After persistence, they will be a lot more careful of how to implement things, and they will test it out further. Also a nice message, more customization for characters will come, even unique tattoos and stuff that is very rare and not many people have. For example, you can acquire very rare tattoos somewhere deep in some dungeons, for example. Every weapon group will have a special attack, but that will come later. Co-ownership for guilds will be possible, that guilds together can share a keep. They already placed more spawns, and these spawns are a general type of small animals, middle animals, big animals, and the leader animal, for example, with the bears, the elder bear, small bear, and so on. More animators will be hired for more detailed animations of many things. The creature AI is worked on. Just a little fun fact here, Henrik thought it was Wednesday, but it was actually Tuesday. Take a break, Henrik, please take a break. For the next continent, they are not sure which continent it will be. They need your feedback for that. Here's a map from the very early stages of Mortal Online 1, which continents are available. The map is not accurate, and of course that is not the current map and stuff, but they are just the ideas of which continents there could be. So Nordfeld, snowy and so on, Saduka, desert, Herabalta, I don't know much about that. Lykia was jungle, I think, and Sidoya is the islands and stuff. I mean, in the old game we had also Saduka, and I personally would really like to see the Sidoya because I really like the ship idea of Henrik, and maybe if not Sidoya, maybe Lykia. But you can also decide, please post in the feedback section what you want to see there. I will make a thread, so please post your opinion in there. Okay, let's move on with the list. The dark dungeons will be like with your real life eyes. Your character will get used to the darkness, and you can see a little bit more. Fun fact, Henrik has this chair since 15 years and it still works perfect, and it is an office chair, not a gaming chair. I also have an office chair and not a gaming chair. Another fun fact, Henrik is rarely on vacation, and if he is on vacation he's playing Mortal Online 2 undercover, or Mortal Online 1 undercover before that. After persistence there will be housing, and then there will be farms, maybe with housing, maybe after housing, depending on how they have time for that. Very rare stuff will be in the world that you can only use if you have the skill 100, for example for crafting and stuff, and that will be very rare resources, and they will be implemented later. Dynamic weather system is still worked on. They try to minimize grief inside the cities. Dynamic tree cutting and forest growing is planned, but only if they have enough resources and time later on. Much more armors will come to the game. They're also working on better sync in combat. Finisher moves for players will come, and more moves and animations in general, like for example the trolls smashing people. Tower shields will come to the game. Yes, they cover your whole body, but it is planned for something later. Much more bosses and creatures will come to the game. Roaming mobs and roaming AI will be implemented if the AI is ready for. Sitting on benches and taverns will be able soon. Hot oil, ballistas, many other siege equipment will come to the game, of course, and they will be also very careful on how to balance the keeps and all the structures and the upkeep for that. So this was it. I hope you enjoyed it, and just a little self-advertisement. You ask for merchandise, and a friend of mine has a 3D printer, and we are just testing out a few things. Oh man, that looks so awesome. Nice! And on top of that, I had the idea to maybe activate the channel membership, because I already had the same ranks on my Patreon. Sure, I will still be on Patreon and looking there, but maybe that is an alternative if you don't want to make a Patreon account or something and also want to support this content and stuff. I will make it available soon. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Special thanks to my Patreon supporters Carmel, Professor O, Donski, and all the others, of course. So please leave a like and subscribe, would be really awesome from you. And always remember to make party hard. See you next time. Goodbye.